We're here at Jerez racetrack in Spain, and this little muscle bear is the new generation Renault Sport Megane. The Cup version here and the Sport version here in tonic orange, which is awesome. It looks quite a bit different to the normal Megane, 60mm wider front track, 45mm at the rear, and I reckon it's the best looking hot hatch you can get. But how is it going to drive? That's why we're here. I think that everybody wanted the next Renault Sport Megane to be everything that the Clio 4 Renault Sport wasn't quite, and the fears that this car was only going to have a dual clutch gearbox have completely been allayed by the fact that every single model has either a 6-speed manual or a terrific 6-speed EDC dual clutch like this sport chassis car we're in here. Unlike the Clio, this car has a really barky brap ignition cut in sport and race modes in the drive select, and just the way that it can read corners and generally preempt what you're doing most of the time means that it actually has a point of difference, something, that reason why you would buy the bloody thing. This car we're in here, a tonic orange sport chassis car. This car is quick. The suspension, the damping in particular, is excellent. It has these hydraulic compression stops beyond where the normal damper stroke is, and so from rallying, apparently, that's what Renault says, it has an extra stroke at the end of it to really allow that, remove that abrasive bouncing that sometimes stiffly suspended cars, including Renault Sports, had in the past. It just feels like it's hoovered to the road. It just sucks itself and follows what's going on underneath just with this beautiful fluency. The 4Control 4-wheel steering is a little bit contentious, but personally I love it. I love the way that it gives this car a 10.2 metre turning circle. Even though it's got 60mm wider front guards and 45mm at the rear, unlike some of its competitors, Focus RS, the turning circle isn't massive and rubbish. It's actually really manoeuvrable. And then on the track, you can throw the thing around like incredibly. Hey! And it just works with you. It does add a slightly disconcerting dimension when you're really loaded up in a corner and you can feel the bum move, but I think that just adds another element to the personality of this vehicle. Worries that this car is going to be anaesthetised, just completely thrown out the window. It also has synthesized induction noise, and I don't know whether you can hear that. And that's better than a Golf. And just that induction sound in sport and race is enhanced not only by what's plumbed through the Bose stereo in here. Bose did help the Renault Sport engineers set it up, but it was done entirely by Renault Sport, and the guys spent forever trying to make sure that it wasn't rubbish, and they've succeeded. This is the best synthesized induction note in the world. And it also has an ignition cut to enhance that rap at the back, which is exactly what you want in a dual clutch car. Why anyone would not want to have that, I just think is madness. I think you're wrong. And as for the look of it, tonic orange. Laurens van den Akker is the man responsible for choosing the colour, and I just want to high-five the guy. I think, is he Dutch? If he isn't, he should be, because he chose orange. Good on you. So, 205 kilowatts through the front wheels, 390 Newton meters. On some of these Spanish roads, it is quite slippery, but with the 19-inch 245 tyres, this car really has really good traction. 5.8 to 100 is Renault's claim, and well, here's what it's like. Yep. A bit of axle tramp at the front there, but not much. At the track, it was doing easily 200 before braking for some of the hairpins. And we'll brake before we run over a cyclist. But I suppose the point of this car is, yeah, it's a 5-door, but that's how Renault wanted to create volume for this car. Having a 3-door and a polarizing shape in a car that was very purist driven is perhaps not the way to win more supporters. Here we have a 5-door car that looks pumped, and yet also comes in a dual clutch, and it has a 6-speed manual transmission, and it's orange, and it's bloody terrific. It'll be on sale in Australia third quarter of 2018, starting at 45 grand with this sport chassis. And other than the fact that it doesn't have the mechanical limited slip diff of the Cup version, so fingers crossed that chassis will be offered with the standard engine at some point in the future, then I reckon there's a very strong chance that this is going to be the hot hatch to beat.